Hi there. I'm Igor Ledochovsky, the co-founder of the Hypnosis Training Academy and author of the world's best-selling trainings on conversational hypnosis. I believe that anyone who wants to be a force for good in the world through the power of hypnosis should have the opportunity to do so, which is why I've made the classical foundational conversational hypnosis professional hypnotherapy program available for you for free right here. So if you want to become a better communicator and use hypnosis to uplift people around you, inspire them, and enhance the lives of those who you care about during normal everyday conversations, then this training is for you. Enjoy.
So I want to share with you the five magic touches. There's nothing, to be honest with you, hey, we're copyrighted, we're marketing this thing now, right? It just makes it sound better. 5 magic touches for us is 5 things you can do to get people go deeper. I don't want you to think that this is an exhaustive list. There are lots of other things you can do as well. But these are things I find quite useful. And it kind of continues a little bit what you did yesterday. Can I borrow you to demonstrate? The 5 magic touches are, number 1, is a simple head tap. So notice what happens when I do this. Right? Do you feel that inside? Mm-hmm. It's distracting, it's startling, and it's a great way to emphasize a suggestion. Now, it doesn't work with everyone, especially if they're awake. They will not like it, right? Notice, by the way, just notice this while you're normal. It's not great, right? Have a seat in the chair. Look at me. Breathe out, sleep all the way down, relax. Just keep it. That's it, all the way. There you go. You're doing great. Because you're doing great, I want you to notice that you're going to find your hypnosis practice really beginning to take off now, because it's all about what you can do for other people. And as you do this, you'll find that inside you something begins to wake up, an ability with hypnosis that you've yet to discover. And you can feel that right there now, can you not? Something beginning to awaken in the back of your mind, the depths of you right now. Just feel that. And in your own time, bring yourself back. How are you doing?
Good.
Good job. How did that feel?
I just feel good.
Yeah. So in terms of how it felt when I'm poking in the head, standing up normally, versus then, what about just then, sitting down?
Just relaxed. I didn't notice the poking to the head so much, to be honest.
Right. Do you see the distance? So the key thing here to realize is things you can't do with conscious minds, you can do with unconscious minds. It doesn't work with everyone. Some people will still find that annoying in hypnosis. It's not a universal, but it's actually a great one. It's a great way to emphasize a suggestion. It's kind of like, taking someone and shaking them and going, this is going to happen, this is great. But you're doing the emotional equivalent of that. So the first magic touch is the little tap on the head. Don't do it with people who are awake, because they will hit you. Number 2, you've already seen, is the head rotation. The best way to do it is just grab front and back, and just let it, that's it, rotate through and through. Some people like to just get the front of the head and rotate, whichever you want. You've already done it, so that's the basic idea. So the way you would use this is just go ahead and close your eyes, and then just go deeper. There you go, deeper, deeper, deeper. And you can go deeper, that's it, deeper, deeper, there you go, deeper, deeper. Carry on resting there. And you'll notice that as you go deeper, that thing that began to grow inside of you, that ability to really learn hypnosis, begins to grow. It's like a little musical chime that just starts to make you feel really good. There you go. There you go. How pleasant. Getting stronger each time. The next one, just as you can tap on the head, you can tap on the shoulder. You can either squeeze the shoulder, or you can just tap on the shoulder. Because, Eric, you're a person that really cares for people, which means that when you use hypnosis with that sense of caring, that sense of doing something good for them, things will come out of you that you've yet to discover. Things that will amaze even you and totally transform them. And it's great knowing that that's inside you, is it not? Very good. So it's a shoulder tap. If you can't get the shoulder, you can do the same with your arm. Or with the hand. So these are just ways of emphasizing what you're doing. It's a little tapping thing. It's not because it's some magic in it, some energy flowing from my fingertip, zap him. These are just sensitive areas of the skin which will respond, and it's just ways of emphasizing it. Anything you can tap, you can squeeze, or just put a comforting hand on as well. That works too. Be careful, for example, if men holding hands doesn't work so well. So be careful about the context that you're doing it in, right? I've seen people put forehead to forehead and rock around. It's great. Seriously, it's great if you're intimate that way, or if you're into a lifestyle choice that allows that. For example, New Age field allows that a lot. But for your average banker, it may not be the best way of deepening the connection, hypnotic connection, right? So always do these things with a sense of context, and importantly, for me anyway, is do get used to touching. As a rule, I do like to touch clients and do the whole body rock and getting physical. It creates much more of a connection rather than just talking at someone. Now, before you do that, in this context, of course, everyone knows what's coming, but before you do that in the real world, it's usually the right thing to do is to ask for permission. The way to do it is just in a moment, bring yourself back with full, refreshed, alert, relaxedness. How are you doing? Whew, that's pretty good, huh?
It is.
Each time it gets better, doesn't it? Have you noticed this?
They just feel real comfortable.
You do, don't you?
Yep.
You did great.
Nothing like that when I was standing up.
Yeah. So, the way you would just normally do it is, we're about to do hypnosis. You want to go into trance?
Sure.
Great. Now, you should know that from time to time, I may want to touch a part of your body just to emphasize what I'm doing, like touch on the shoulder, arm, forearm, maybe even the head. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
So what I'm doing is, I'm going from the least invasive to the shoulder, down the more invasive areas, and as I'm talking about them, I'm doing it. If I've got a problem here, if I get like a reaction like that there, do you think I'm going to carry on to the other points? No. It tells me this is probably a person I shouldn't be touching that much, or at best just at an arm's length, right? So I'm going to ask for permission from the conscious mind, which is what I got, but I'm also simultaneously getting a sense for the unconscious ones by gauging the reaction. Those are two very important pieces. Make sense? Any questions on that? Go ahead, Paul.
So the talking to the subconscious with the linguistic bridges, the verbal and then the non-verbal, the same thing.
Exactly. So what these touches things do is creates a bit more of an emotional contact, and you get to emphasize the things that are going on with the language, right? It's kind of like, it's the equivalent of a film that has a musical score at the back, just to create more like, this is a love scene. You can have the same scene with creepy music, so like they'll get, "Mommy, I love you," right? That's the creepy film version. Same scene, "Mommy, I love you," whoo, Daisy's flying. It's the happy, clappy, we love the world music scene. See what I mean? So you're doing the equivalent of that with physical touch, which you can't do in a movie. Unless you're with your girlfriend, but that's different.
Would you say that thing again, how it's the unconscious and the conscious mind?
Sure. I'm getting permission from the whole of the person. The way I get conscious permission is just by asking. From time to time, I may have to touch you on the arm, forearm, hand, or head. Is that okay with you? That's the words. If it says yes, that's a conscious permission. At the same time, though, I'm actually going to be doing it physically. So from time to time, I may have to touch you on the forearm, on the shoulder, forearm, hand, or maybe the head. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
So I just got myself a double permission. The yes, what he said, is the conscious permission. But you notice how his body was quite comfortable with what I was doing. There was no startle reflex, there's no pulling away, there's no shying away, there's no tension. Those would all be signs that he's unconsciously uncomfortable being touched. Of course, when I say conscious and unconscious, it's really the same person. It's just a different aspect of them. And at that point, I realized that I shouldn't be touching him, or at least I need to do more work to get him used to physical touch so I can get the advantage of that too. Make sense? Very good. Give him a nice round of applause. Thank you very much, Eric. So we're going to practice that in a moment, because it's an easy thing to do. You may as well just add it into what you're doing. And whilst we're doing that, where's this gone now? Yes. Whilst we're doing that, we may as well add some other things, because it's kind of easy to remember the 5 magic touches, right? What are they? Forehead, rotation, shoulder, forearm, hand. Right? It'll be in your manual, by the way, so you don't have to memorize it. There won't be a test on, you failed the certification process because you didn't tap him on the forehead. It's not that serious. It's just giving you guys more options about things you can do. And if you remember from yesterday, I'll come to you in a second. If you remember from yesterday, we had other things you could do which were just as good. The little rocking motion, the shoulder squeeze. Those are other variations of the same sort of idea. So the 5 magic touches really aren't 5. They're just more of them. It's just a 5, a convenient number for you to remember. Go ahead, Robin.
When up to now,
Mm-hmm.
you've done reduction, the work we've done, but mainly being relaxation based.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in the situation when you've got it's real time and it's going with the person's emotions as well? So it's real time, you're not relaxing the customer. If anything, if they're not relaxed, they're the other way.
Sure. So the first question is, when would you, for example, not use relaxation? So, for example, if they're in an emotional state, right? Then you'd go through a regression, which is phase 4 of the program. So there's lots of other things you can do. To be honest with you, you can even take the word relaxation out and do the other things instead. So this is just setting a framework which we will later build on and move away from to be able to have more choices. But right now it's a very simple framework to get used to. So just get used to doing trances, and we'll start adding plenty of variations. You'll be able to do hypnosis by tomorrow or the day after without ever mentioning the relaxation, without even getting relaxation, because sometimes you want to push them through something negative, and that's what created just a wonderful trance at the same time.